Good morning, this is Dominic with the Back Vlog, and I am off all of this week. So I've had enough sleep, I've had enough coffee. I'm still drinking coffee right now, but this is a media acquisition video, so on top of the fact that I am wide awake and have more energy than usual, and the fact that I am on vacation right now, it is also a very exciting time because it is the media acquisition video. The month of June was crazy. There was a lot of stuff going on. There were 2 conventions. Robin has a dinosaur toy right now, and I think I'm gonna have to remove it from the premises. She messed up the stack. You can't see, but the stack is all disheveled. So yeah, June was the beginning of convention month. So I guess I'm gonna get started here. This is like, it feels like Christmas over here right now. I'm gonna try to go in order of the things that I got. I got Tokyo Ghoul Volume 6 and Volume 7. And I don't remember if I got these on the same day. I remember where I got this one, I think. No, I don't know. I got these at some point. I think I might have gotten these at 2 separate times. I don't remember. But yeah, I'm catching up with Tokyo Ghoul pretty quickly. I'm about halfway done with the collection, or the collecting of it now. But yeah, it's going by really smoothly. I'm kind of trying to intersperse books like in between so I can catch up with my actual reading. Not to say that manga is an actual reading, but you know, these things go by pretty quickly, and I don't want to eat through them right away. So there's those. I'll elaborate on this a little bit later. So for context, I'm a volunteer at an art gallery, and this gallery also has a print shop, like a big digital printer, and like a cutter and stuff. So you know, they were getting test prints of stuff just to like check out the quality and everything. And this is a bootleg Akira film poster. This is an incredible film, and this the quality of this thing, like it's a heavy duty, like thick cardstock paper, and the print looks really good. I really want to get this thing framed and hang it up somewhere, but yeah, this thing is cool. Bootleg Akira merchandise right here. That's pretty neat. It's probably gonna fall. Yeah, that's in frame and Robin's in frame. So there's that. Then fast forward just recently, I guess just this past week, you know, most of the month like slowed down. This was the Tokyo Ghouls and the Akira poster were at the beginning of June. Now we're coming up to the end of June, and all the rest of this stuff I got all at the same time, basically. Death Stranding 2 came out, finally. Death Stranding 1 is one of my favorite games of all time. It came out before COVID, a year before COVID, and I got it at that point, but I didn't play it yet because I knew with a Hideo Kojima game that it was going to be a massive undertaking. And you know, whenever the pandemic hit and everybody was like on lockdown and everything, you know, Animal Crossing New Leaf and Doom Eternal both dropped. Bless you. So like everybody was playing those on shutdown, or I guess lockdown. But Death Stranding was my COVID comfort game, and it was, I had no idea about the context or the content going into the game. So whenever, you know, you're playing this game that is very isolating, it's a very isolating experience. It's kind of surreal, but yeah, and I've spent so much time in Death Stranding, in both versions of it with the director's cut as well. I've played it like 4 or 5 times all the way through, hundreds of hours into Death Stranding, and yeah, I don't know, it was the right place at the right time for me. And Death Stranding 2, you know, I've been looking forward to it for a very long time. I pre-ordered it, I picked it up, we started it, my fiance and I, and if going forward for the next 2 or 3 months, you see the back vlog videos, at least the video game ones, slow down, that's the reason why. It's because Death Stranding 2 overtook my priorities, because it's Death Stranding 2. On the same day, while I was at the game store getting this, I also picked up a game that I was gonna look for at Too Many Games 2025, which I am going to also make a vlog about. I had a little shopping list of stuff I wanted to get, and I decided just to see if there was anything there. One of the things that was on my list that I ended up getting was the Final Fantasy Chronicles collection on the PlayStation 1 that has Final Fantasy IV and Chrono Trigger. Obviously, with the Anniversary Edition, I already have Final Fantasy IV, and I'm looking forward to playing that. I haven't played that yet. So firstly, it'll be really interesting to see how this one and the Anniversary Edition version on the PS4 differ. But the main reason I got this collection was for Chrono Trigger. I know Chrono Trigger on the PS1 is probably one of the worst versions of Chrono Trigger, but I really, really want to play it on one of my pieces of hardware that I own. I hear the DS one is probably like the definitive one to play, but that thing goes for like a little over 100 nowadays. And, you know, I hear Chrono Trigger stands out on its own despite the misgivings that the PS1 version has. So I'm really looking forward to this. And you know, the art of Akira Toriyama cannot go unmentioned here as well. You know, with the massive loss that was to just nerd culture in general last year, 2024, I mean. You know, I'm glad I have this now. I'm definitely looking forward to checking it out. I want to see about getting more games that he did art for. Like, I want to get into the Dragon Quests. I want to check out that Sandland game, even though that doesn't seem like I don't think it reviewed very well. And you know, the Dragon Ball Z games are a must. That's a whole different conversation for a different time, though. I could go on and on about those Dragon Ball Z PS2 games. Now we have Convention Day. It's Convention Day. There wasn't much on my list. I only had one impulse buy. It was an $8 impulse buy, so I'm okay with that. And the rest of this stuff is stuff I was actually actively looking for. So first we'll go through the impulse buy. A few weeks ago, I was looking at the Sega like Genesis collections that you could get. I know they have some on the PS2. This is the PS3 one. This is Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection. I really can't tell how well you can see this. I hope you can see this well with the lighting. It's also a dark cover, so I can't really tell. The reason I picked this up, though, I mean, there's obviously some classics on here. I didn't grow up with the Genesis. I grew up with the PS2, but you know, I was looking at the available games on here. I'm interested in playing Echo the Dolphin. They got Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and 2 on here. And the main reason I got this collection, I'm a fan of Happy Console Gamer on YouTube. He's another YouTuber. And if you're watching this, you're definitely familiar with it because this is very derivative of that. But, you know, he's big into JRPGs and everything, and, you know, that's, like, one of my big things, and he was always talking about, he's always hyping up Phantasy Star, and I really want to check those out, but, you know, I don't have a Genesis, and I don't even know if the Sega Master System is what the first Phantasy Star came out on, but this collection has the first 4 Phantasy Star games, very rudimentary JRPGs, it sounds like, but I still want to check them out really badly. Shinobi's on here as well. I think they just re-released or remastered that or something. Oh, they have the second Echo game on here too. So yeah, there's some really good stuff on here, and a lot of these like are classics that I've heard of as well. They have a plethora of Sonic games actually. They have the first 3 Sonic games, not the first 2. as well as 3D Blast, Sonic and Knuckles, and Spinball, in the Streets of Rage trilogy. Yeah, there's just a lot on here. I'm looking forward to this. It has trophy support too, so I'm really interested to see how that looks. But yeah, you know, I got these for Phantasy Star 1 through 4, but I'm definitely here for the rest of it. So we'll put that back. The next thing I got was Nier Replicant on the PS4. I got Automata last year, at Last Too Many Games, but obviously, like, that's the sequel to it. And, you know, I didn't want to play that without playing the first one first, even though I know there's like a big like time jump or something in between the first and second one. I don't think you necessarily need to play the first one. I also hear like they're pretty different gameplay wise, but I wanted to check out the first one before the second one nonetheless. And like, I'm always seeing the PS3 version of it, but you know, I wanted to get the PS4 version. Like, this is like the updated version. I think there's like other extra stuff on here too, but yeah, I'm really interested in checking this out. Action JRPG kind of. The next thing I got was Hypnospace Outlaw on the Nintendo Switch. In my vlog video that I shot for Too Many Games, I don't know if that'll come out first or if this will come out first. I went to a vendor that had this. I didn't know they had it at the time, but I had a Mother 2 vinyl that I was trying to offload because I have 2 variants of it. I found a buyer for it, so he said either, you know, 40 store credit or 35 cash, and I decided to look around. He had this. This was like 35, so I had an extra 5 to spend. I just bought a pin. But yeah, Hypnospace Outlaw, which I essentially got for free, is this kind of, I guess it's like a visual novel kind of thing, or like a point and click like mystery game. You're basically early internet web surfing, so you got like a bunch of like GeoCities looking websites on here. There's like this big corporate overlord kind of like overseeing the entirety of the internet or something, and this conspiracy, I guess, slowly unfolds, and I guess you're the person to stop it. It sounds really interesting, and I really like the late 90s and early 2000s aesthetic to it. And this thing actually has a there's like a little like soundtrack in here as well, CD soundtrack. It's like the size of a GameCube disc. So I'm looking forward to checking that out too. I don't know how much like music this thing actually holds. There's only 7 tracks on it, but like with the CD this small, I don't know how long these tracks are going to be. I don't know, maybe they're super compressed or something, but yeah, I think it's really neat that that's on here. Next up, we have Terranigma on the Super Nintendo. This is a homebrew of it, because it only ever came out in Japan and Europe, I believe. I don't think it ever came out in the United States. This is another like philosophical JRPG that I hear is really, really good. I want to check this out too. I want to get a custom-made box from Etsy for this thing. I guess it takes place in an alternate universe, but you know, it still takes place on Earth. And like the visuals for this, from what I saw in the small snippets of it, they look really vibrant, and I'm really excited to contextualize them. Then the last game that I got at the convention, it's not the end of this video because there's still more, but the last game I got at the convention was Silent Hill Shattered Memories on the Wii. Obviously this was the big ticket item I was looking for. This is the last Silent Hill game I needed, and now I have the whole collection now, except for the Book of Memories, the PS Vita version. I'm not gonna get that. This is like an alternate story of Silent Hill 1, created by Sam Barlow, the dude who ended up doing Immortality, which is something I played last year. I'm really intrigued by the psychological aspects of this, where like it kind of like psychoanalyzes the player himself or herself or themself, because like it gives you, you're being psychoanalyzed by this therapist, and he is like talking about, or he's like giving you like choices to choose from, and like depending on your choices and other actions that you do in the game, it actually affects the story, but it also affects like the costumes of the characters, and I guess your ending as well. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to playing this. I know it's not the best. It seems the general consensus is that the horror is kind of secondary. But I don't know. I'm still interested in checking it out for the more unique aspects of it. I also wanted to get the Wii version over the PS2 version because it seems like they utilize the motion controls a lot, or a decent amount, like at least for the first person psychotherapy segments. And the PS2 version is like way more expensive as well. Silent Hill Shattered Memories, last Silent Hill game I needed. And then I also pre-ordered Silent Hill F whenever I picked up Death Stranding. So I'll get that whenever that comes out. Once we were done with the convention, we went to a Barnes & Noble nearby. I picked up Tokyo Ghoul Volume 8 then. And it's actually really interesting because since Volume 7, I'm noticing the covers are getting a lot more, they're getting busier and more like vibrant and stuff compared to like the white backdrop showcasing a character. My fiance is familiar with the stuff that happens because she saw the anime. She never finished reading the manga, but I guess Kaneki's gonna go through some sort of arc. I know his like character design. This is him on the cover here, like with like the white hair and everything. So I don't know what's gonna happen to him. I guess I'll be finding out pretty soon. Based on where the story's going at the moment, like I don't really know what could possibly happen. He's been through some fucked up shit already, but I guess it gets worse. So I guess I'll see. It was the first weekend of the Criterion Barnes & Noble sale. I'm only gonna do one weekend. I only need to do one weekend because I have made most of the Criterions that I want at this point. This was one of the ones I went for though. No Country for Old Men. This is one of my favorite films of all time. I had just a regular Blu-ray of it for maybe 8 or 9 years now when I first started collecting Blu-ray films, or just films in general. I prioritize Blu-ray, but that's another tangent. I never thought that No Country for Old Men would come out on Criterion, but here we are in a world where No Country for Old Men came out on Criterion. I love this film so much, and I always make the joke that this has the best soundtrack in any film I've ever seen. If you know, you know. I also got Godzilla vs. Biollante. This is, I guess, the second film in the second era of Godzilla films after the Showa era. I don't know if that's the Heisei era or if that's something else. I'm not sure which era is the second one, but yeah, this is the second film in the second one. I was hoping they would release another box set, and maybe they will in a few years or something, with all the Heisei films. But until then, I'm looking forward to checking this out. He's fighting a plant monster, a mutated plant monster in this. The artwork for the essay in this. Actually, I was looking at the essay yesterday. I didn't read it, but I really like how the way it's formatted and like with the text, like the font up here and everything, is consistent with the Spine 1000 of the Criterion collection, with that big Godzilla box set. But yeah, this plant monster here, I really don't know if you can see it, but it looks grotesque, and I'm excited to check it out. And this is an 80s film, right? This is 89. So I'm really excited to see like how the special effects differ from like the 70s ones, or the 50s through the 70s ones. I saw all those ones. This will be like a good transition into the more modern Godzilla films. And the last film I got, and this would probably be the last release until, I guess, August that I get, is Thelonious Monk, Straight No Chaser. I really love jazz, and I really love Thelonious Monk. I'm always like curious as to what a live jazz performance would have been like in the 60s. Like, I don't know if there's any like footage of Coltrane or Davis or any of the legends like playing at clubs or something. I never really looked into that, so I should like see if anything was like ever recorded. But Thelonious Monk's documentary will at least give me an insight into how the jazz culture was in the 1960s. I believe I don't have this, but I believe there's an autobiography of the same name. So I don't know. I don't think it came out at the same time. It might have though, but yeah, I'm really interested in checking this out, and I love the cover art. It's so vibrant, and I love the strips of film going over Monk's face. They need more jazz stuff. I need more jazz stuff. I love jazz. All that jazz has nothing to do with jazz. The Rob Schneider film, nothing to do with jazz. Don't get your hopes up. Yeah, that's my June 2025 media acquisition. It's probably the most stacked one that will be for this year, even more than December probably. Whenever Christmas time comes around, this will probably be the busiest time of the year for me. This probably looks really bad because the sun is in my face. So I guess I'm gonna cut it here. Where's the dog? Robin? Her ear popped out from behind the pillow.
Do you want a treat? Do you want a treat? Do you want a treat? She's got a treat.